Here's a bonus project featuring the Silhouette vinyl. I used 3 different colors of vinyl to create this Home is Where Your Heart Is vinyl wall art. The first thing I did was I opened up a new document in the Silhouette software. I simply clicked on the new document box up there in the left-hand corner, and then I clicked vinyl. I have preset a setting for my vinyl, and I just specified 8.5 by 26 inches. You can change it to something else if you're going to be doing a bit longer project, let's say 30 inches. Just kind of whatever works for you. And I named it vinyl so that I know that this one always has more room on it. I'm going to click landscape just because it's a little bit easier to show the project in this format, and then I clicked OK. A new document opens up, and you can see it's quite a bit longer than your traditional document with your cutting mat. I'm going to open up my library and type in house. And then several different houses come up. I'm going to click the one I want and drop it into my document. I'm going to go ahead and go to my library again, and I'm going to type in home in the search box. Just like my layout project, it's just faster for me to look up things like this in my library. So I'm going to scroll down. There's quite a bit of things for home, and there's the one I want. I'm going to drop that right into my document as well. Now you can see that the home is pretty small. The house is fairly large, so that will probably work for my wall art, but I'm going to go ahead and resize the quote to a little bit bigger so I can see what I'm working with. And you can just size it however you want. For me, I just kind of eyeballed it. You could open up the grid settings if you wanted to have it a specific size. So that looks good to me. It looks like they're going together. So I'm going to move that right into my cutting lines, which is that red line that you see. And I need to ungroup this image because I want the heart to cut a different color. I'm going to click and drag and grab the heart and move it off to the side. I'm going to click the house and move it off to the side for right now as well. Then I'll click outside the home is where your heart is quote. And you can see that if I move it like that, I'm missing part of the quote because I haven't grouped it back together. So I'm going to click and drag again, click group, and then I can move it all together. I'm just going to move it to the end of my cutting mat there, or not my cutting mat, to my document. Then you'll click the Craft Robo cutter, and you'll click OK. And that will open up your controller. Here's where you're going to have to make a few adjustments to cut with the vinyl. In the pull-down box for media type, you're going to want to choose vinyl sticker, and that shows that you need to use the blue cutting tip. You're going to want to switch out the cutting tip before you begin cutting. So I'm moving this to the side now. I'll show you how to cut it here in just a little bit. For the house, you can see it will sticks out of the cutting lines a little, so I'm going to need to turn it on its side. I just clicked on one of the corners until the little rounded arrow showed up, and then I'm just going to rotate it until I have it where I want it. Then I'll follow the same steps as before and go into my Craft Robo and cut the design. I'm cutting each of these with a different color of vinyl. The house with a dark brown, the home with a tan, and the heart with red. Okay, now for how to load your vinyl into your silhouette. Here's what the roll looks like, and you just simply unroll it. You don't need to use a cutting mat with the vinyl. Line it up underneath the rollers, kind of smooth it out a bit, and then just load it into the machine there, as you see me doing. Then you simply press cut and your machine will start. It will roll back and forth a bit. You can see here it just starts cutting. I usually just kind of leave my roll kind of hanging off the front. I don't seem to have any trouble. Once in a while the roll will fall on the floor or whatever, but it works pretty well. Okay, it's done cutting now. It's kind of hard to see the design. And here I've already die cut the house. I'm just pulling off the excess vinyl. But if you remember in the document, it has a bunch of openings for the windows and such. So a lot of the bigger ones you can just kind of grab with your fingers and just pull those cutouts right out. Like this is the door, and the door on this is still attached, so with just two little areas, so I'm just going to snip those real quick. I'm just going to pull all the windows out here. You just want to pull off any of the excess. And here's what the house looks like after I have removed all the little cut pieces. Now I've already removed quite a bit of the excess vinyl for the quote, but there's still quite a few little areas in those small letters and such that are hard to get out. And you just want to use this little hook tool for the silhouette, and you just grab that excess area and pull, and it just simply pulls the vinyl right up. It makes it so easy. Way quicker than trying to peel them out with your fingers, plus you don't run the risk of tearing your design quite as easily. Okay, I've taken some transfer paper now and peeled off the back, and you simply layer the silhouette transfer paper right over your design. I had to piece mine together. I had a little bit of odds and ends left there. Then after you've pressed it on there, you don't want to do it too hard. You just peel off the backing from your vinyl design. Then you'll take your vinyl design to your wall, and I use the scraper tool to adhere it and get rid of any extra bubbles, and then you carefully pull the vinyl off. Go slowly, and you kind of have to work. It may stick in a few areas, but if you go slowly, it works really well. And here is the final result of how it looks in my home. Thanks for watching. For more information, please visit www.twopeasinabucket.com.